Hello everyone. Hey, time for a new tutorial. Hey, sorry it's been a while. I was out because, uh, well, a whole bunch of stuff happened. Partly, I work for this Old Dominion University, and we had this huge historic upset of Virginia Tech, and I was at the game, and I screamed my lungs out. I was one of the crazy fans right there in the mosh pit, and I got sick as a dog after this because I just screamed so hard and I was inundated with stuff. So. Um, I was kind of out of it, and I couldn't actually talk for a while. So I'm kind of now just recuperating. Also, Ohio State beat Penn State, so everything is right in the world of sports. Anyway, this is a shot. Let's just get into it. This is a shot from my upcoming fan film, and here's a little bit of the shot here. You see, we've got this exhaust coming out of this one part of the engine of this Star Destroyer. So in the film, the uh, the Star Destroyer engine gets hit with some tie bombs, and it overloads, and it kind of forces the course of the Star Destroyer to change. All right, this is all part of the Star Wars Fan Awards, and from November 2nd to 13th, there's going to be fan voting for the Audience Choice Award, and so I hope that you will vote for me. Once this occurs, I'm going to put the films up onto YouTube, and you can take a look at them and stuff. So anyway, I want to show you in this tutorial how I went ahead and did this effect. So the actual exhaust is an object, and as you can see here, there it is. It's a very, very simple object. It's just a uh, cone object. I put a couple subdivisions on, not too much, because I wanted it to kind of have a gritty kind of look to it. And then I simply went ahead and under the modifiers added a subsurface modifier, of course, just to give it some smoothness, some extra divisions. And then I added displacement, and I created texture. If you click on this button here, it'll create a texture for you, take you to the texture creation panel. I chose Voronoi because it's got these kind of pits in it, gives it kind of like a organic kind of looking feel to it. All right, so that's part of it. Is just the part one of this effect is the displacement map. All right, and that's pretty simple. Oh, also under the displacement map, I have the texture coordinates set to object, and I just created an empty object, and I just animated that rotating or moving slowly, and that animates this texture moving across space to give it this kind of turbulent feel. All right. Now I'm going to use two separate empty objects to represent the to give it the turbulent feel. So one empty object controls the actual geometry that drives this displacement effect. All right, and I just called that one empty. Very original sounding name. So the next part of the effect is the actual material. So if we go to the material node and we go full screen here and check out the material network for this, you'll see I've got a mix shader, and I feed into that another mix shader and a transparent. And so what I want to accomplish is I want parts of it to be completely see-through. I want the whole thing to be kind of semi-see-through, but parts of it to be completely see-through and parts of it to be kind of maybe 25%, maybe 50%. So that's why I have kind of like this network set up where I have a mix shader. So it's all going to be a little bit at least partially transparent, and then parts of it are going to be even more transparent. So as you can see here, we've got a transparent and an emission, and so the factor that's going to control which parts are transparent, which parts are emitting, is going to be fed by this network here. We've got another mix here, and what we got is a Voronoi texture and a Musgrave texture. Now I wanted one of these textures. In this case, I just played around with it to get the right feel. I've just played around with a bunch of different textures, feeding them into networks and stuff, and I found that again the Voronoi seemed to work pretty good. And for the vector, I feed that into an object. Under texture coordinates, you can choose an object, and I create an object. I call it texture offset, and I animate that texture offset moving throughout the scene, and that's what gives this this texture some movement and feeling of turbulence. So you have the geometry creating turbulence, and you have the actual material node creating turbulence. So it gives it a very a live kind of look and feel, as you can see there, because we want it to be very, and it's a very quick shot. When you see it, it actually, in context of the scene, it looks pretty good. The next thing we need to do is we want to create a bit more of a glow around just this part of it, just the overload object. And I've done, in the past, I've shown you how to do this. So with that object selected, we go to the object panel, and I just gave it a pass index of 1. And then under the render passes, I made sure to check mark object index. And then we'll go back to full screen here. Under compositing, we go to compositing here. And we've already got some nodes set up for motion blur and some glow and stuff. But we went ahead and added another network. I've shown you in the past how to do this. So once you have the pass index set for the object, in this case again, it's pass index of 1. And once you've enabled that under the render layers, once you've enabled the object index, you can go ahead and that'll be available to you as a plug. You plug that into an ID mask. So now we're masking out, we're just dealing with just that one object. And then I just added a couple nodes here. I blurred it out and gave it some fog glow, and I just added that into an add node. And that was pretty much all I had to do. That gave it that little bit extra feel of the engine kind of overloading here. All right. So I hope that this tutorial helps you out. And like I said, I'm going to be posting some more stuff here in the future for other films I've done and other things. And I hope you'll vote for me again, November 2nd through the 3rd. I'll be posting about that too. All right. Take care and good luck.